Desmond Bane has become one of the biggest jokes in the NBA just because of his arms. They're very short. He just has very short arms. But it doesn't take away from the fact that he's one of the toughest hoopers in the NBA and could absolutely dominate as a first option on any NBA team. But he plays for the Grizzlies, where he's low-key the third option behind Ja and Triple J. Today, I want to talk about Desmond Bane's career, break down his game a little bit, while also, I guess, kind of, I don't know, sharing my thoughts and opinions. If you like what you see, like and sub. Appreciate y'all for watching. Just started this channel. And yeah, let's go. Desmond Bane grew up in Richmond, Indiana, where he would play for Seton Catholic High School, a private school in Richmond, Indiana. He would average a state high 30 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks a game. He'd score a school record 62 points in a game. He was a phenomenal high school player and was even one of the highest scoring basketball players in Indiana high school history. But it was kind of weird when he didn't receive an NCAA Division I offer until Furman came in and offered him at the end of November, or an early signing period. Bane, however, declined this offer and would go on to play basketball at TCU University, or Texas Christian, and he was not rated by major sites. He was a 6'5" shooting guard in the 2016 class. He wasn't rated at all. Literally no offers from anyone but TCU and Furman. I don't even know how he got the TCU offer. Maybe TCU saw someone or something some people didn't. But what matters is that he was a phenomenal 4-year player at TCU. I'm not going to get into his stats year by year, but just know that every single year he progressed, and eventually in his senior season, he'd shoot 44% from 3 on 6.5 attempts a night. That boy was cold. He was tough. His career stats, however, are 141 games, 12.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 49.5% from the field, and 43% from 3, while also shooting 80% from the free throw line. Desmond Bane knew how to get the job done offensively and defensively. He was a 2-time All-Big 12 level player, and TCU most certainly got a good steal recruiting process with Desmond Bane, who turned out to be one of the most underrated players maybe ever getting recruited out of high school. Because I mean, he was so important to this Big 12 squad. I am very impressed with his development over these years. I will maybe throw up a picture of it, maybe not. If I do, you'll see, just like, you can just do a quick glance and see how much he developed. But I mean, the rebounds went up, the points went up, the efficiency was very solid, especially as he took more attempts. It stayed around the same. Very impressed with that. And when we look at NBADraft.net's comparison for him, or comparison was Courtney Lee, but when we look at his number grades, he had a number 9 in strength, he had an 8 in leadership, an 8 in jump shot, an 8 in NBA ready, and 8 in intangibles. So he was a high IQ, strong physical guard who could maybe play some defense in the future. And I feel like that was a good comparison or way to talk about him coming out of college and into the NBA draft. Desmond Bane's strength consisted of how valuable he'd be to an NBA team as a role player at the time. He had a high-level shooting season as a senior, which had him shoot 42% of his threes, and he also posted a three-point percentage over 40% in 3 full NCAA seasons. He had excellent range, excellent form, excellent spot up, and excellent height. Now, the arm length was a little iffy. He has an arm length of 6'4", despite being 6'6". He was good at hauling in rebounds. He was a fine playmaker for being the size and this length that he is, and also for only really operating on the perimeter. For someone his size, he did a very good job at driving to the rim. He didn't really have the best vertical. He didn't have the best arm length. There was a lot that you look to desire from him, but at the end of the day, he was a fine NBA prospect. He was going to be a great role player, and he was compared to Courtney Lee at the NBA level, which was an abysmal comparison. Courtney Lee, for anyone who doesn't know, played in 811 NBA games, averaged 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 1 steal. That's what Courtney Lee does. I'm going to throw up a picture of it on the screen, of course, but Desmond Bane absolutely blows Courtney Lee out of the water. Desmond Bane is one of the biggest draft steals ever, in my opinion, especially just due to how valuable he is for the Grizzlies. He's averaged like 17 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1 steal. He's shooting 41% from 3 in his career, 88% from the free throw line. Desmond Bane is one of the best players in the NBA, and I wish he got traded. I don't want him in Memphis. I know that Memphis is like, oh, it gives him a good shot at winning. So what? I want to see him flourish. I want to see him be able to use his full potential. I really think he could average like 25, 6, and 5 on great shooting if he was given the full opportunity of being able to run a squad by himself without Ja, without Triple J. Let's get him somewhere new. Let's refresh his mind, you know? Let's build Desmond Bane's character and his career a little bit. The comparison to Courtney Lee was awful. I cannot wait for this to go down as one of the biggest jokes ever. Courtney Lee was still a fine NBA player. Desmond Bane, throughout his season in the NBA, he had a okay rookie year, right? But we really look at his most recent years and we see why he's so valuable, especially 2022 to 2024. Even though he missed a lot of games due to injury, he'd average 20 plus points. He'd shoot almost 40% from three both seasons. He'd be very efficient. He was good on defense, but injury bug has been a problem these last 2 years for Desmond Bane. Not so as much this year. I mean, he's played in 58 games and started in 57 of them, averaged 19 points in 31 minutes, shot 48.5% from the field, for 39% from three. Desmond Bane has been a fine contributor for most of his NBA career, if not all of it. Even in the playoffs in 2021 to 2022, he was shooting 50% from three basically. He is a great three-point shooter. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the league, especially when it comes to spot-up situations, spot-up scenarios. I don't understand why he's not getting more love when it comes to situations like that. Desmond Bane is an insane shooter. Why is he not getting more love? I don't know. Now, as usual, we're going to break down Desmond Bane's game a little bit, talk about what makes him such a good scorer at the NBA level. As we see here, Desmond Bane is operating in the corner. This is more just like highlighting what his jump shooting is. Very smooth jumper, very good transition from his set point to his release point. I really like it, coming off screens even, but you see this. Look at the set shot. Beautiful arc, beautiful angle. Everything about it is nice. Here he gets a steal on the defensive end, pushes tempo up court, sees that the three is open, just pulls it because he knows he shoots 40% from them in his NBA career. What a phenomenal player. Again, hustle on the defensive side, gets it back, boom, bang, another three-pointer. We are seeing that Desmond Bane is literally just a spot-up shooter, but it's so effective that it works at such a high level. Desmond Bane continues to make these spot-up threes with these screens at the wing, at the top of the key, that it's just so effective. Look at this. It's just automatic three-point land every single time he shoots the basketball. Desmond Bane is an insane level player that just takes threes and shoots them. But I'd love to see him operate under an offense which is designed for him and built for him. Get the ball in his hands, get his playmaking activated. He could do it. He's averaging 20 right now and just spot up shooting basically. I'd love to see Desmond Bane operate solely in an offense by himself. But I'm sure he's enjoying life in Memphis where he's winning a lot of basketball games and having fun. So I guess I won't make those decisions for him. Desmond Bane is, however, one of the most underrated players in the NBA. I love him. He's probably one of the best shooters in the NBA. I love him. He's great. The TRX arms are great. I don't like Memphis, the city. I don't like Memphis, the team. But I like Desmond Bane. He's a great player. Hopefully you learn a little bit about him. And yeah, let's go.